Hi everyone, it's Katie Harlan here, and on today's leadership series, we are going to chat about boot camps and how to run them effectively in your business. So first, let's talk about what a boot camp is. There are several names for it. It could be called a leadership series, just like this video, although I don't consider this a boot camp. It could be called a leadership group, a push for something or other in your business. A lot of times in the industry I'm in Zaya, we do push to director groups, or they usually have some sort of a fun name, but basically it's a boot camp. And what it is a short, typically about a month, sometimes they go 6 weeks, sometimes they're really short, like a week, but a set amount of time where a smaller group of people are working together, to reach a common goal. So for example, in the push to director group, everyone in the group is probably a senior rep, and they are ready for that next step as a director. Now, the reason that these are effective strategies in leadership for growing your team is because there's an exclusivity component to it that makes people feel special. Why did it just go off? My computer just took you off the screen. There's an exclusivity to it that makes people feel special, and people love to be invited to do things that not everybody is invited to do. So right away, I think that gets people interested and excited. Also, there's something really lovely about doing it with other people. You know, it might feel really, really hard and scary, but if you're linking arms with people and doing it together, it feels more doable. And then thirdly, there's a special kind of training component usually in these groups that is above and beyond what you might get normally without this sort of boot camp. So those are the reasons why they can be effective. Now, as a leader who is planning a boot camp for those people on your team, you don't need to overthink it. It really doesn't have to be some big scary thing. It's more about doing a few things right. So that's what we're going to talk about on this call. So I think actually the most important thing about these boot camps is how you get them started. Making a big deal about the invite is key to getting people in, to getting their buy-in, to getting them excited about it, and to getting them also not just excited about joining, but excited to work the program, whatever it is. The invite should be special. It should be tailored to them. It should say something like, you know what, I've been watching you and I know that you've got what it takes for XYZ, and because of that, I am inviting you to this really exclusive group. Sometimes you might even consider doing some sort of an application for the group. So if you're not hand-picking who you're inviting to the group, putting out an application where you're only choosing people who are really invested and ready to work. You don't want dead weight in this group, because that is going to bring the energy down. And by dead weight, I mean people that don't really want to be there. You only want people in this specific, boot camp group, whatever you want to call it, who really want to work, because that's what it's for. But the invite needs to be special. If you can make a really pretty, graphic to go in it, this might be a good time to use your graphic, your graphic knowledge. But more than the graphic, it's just about your words, and it's about, not copy and pasting to everyone. Individual, messages to people, telling them about it, telling them why you think they are a good fit for it, I think is really important. So I'm going to do some do's and don'ts. Don't let every single person in. And that's not to be mean. It's just to say not everybody's ready for that next training, right? Not everybody's ready to push for that, whatever it is that you're pushing for. And it takes away the special feeling of it if everyone's in. If everyone's a winner, then no one really wins. So you've got to somehow make it feel special, and one of those ways is by keeping the group to a small number. You get to pick the number, whatever feels right for you and your team and the purpose of whatever your group is. I think the smaller, the better in these cases, but you get to pick the number that feels right for you. Okay, do set clear expectations. So because it's invite only, because it's exclusive, because there's a clear purpose for what the group is for, meaning, you know, everyone in this group is going to achieve X by the end, or is working to achieve X. The expectations need to be laid. So, you know, when I've done these before, the expectations are, you know, we're going to have a call once a week and you can only miss one call. If you miss more than that, you know, you got to leave the group. Or you don't have to set, you know, you don't have to say that, or you leave the group if you don't want to do that. But the expectation is that you're on all of the calls, you know, and that should go in your invite too. Hey, just so you know, we've got some expectations of people being in the group. So I need to know that, you know, number one, do you want to be in? And number two, can you make these calls every Monday night at whatever time? That's part of it. It's a commitment. They are agreeing to commit and you are agreeing to train them extra. But without both of you sort of, you know, understanding the expectations, it might not go very well. So whatever the expectations are, maybe you've got, you know, three, you know, you've got the calls once a week and then you've got 3 assignments each week that they need to do. Or maybe you set up little partners within the group and one of their, you know, the expectations is that they need to check in as a partnership twice a week. Whatever it is for you, just make sure that you set clear expectations. But don't give busy work. I hate when I'm in a group or see a group where it's just, it's busy work, and I was a teacher before and I hated busy work then too. Make sure that if you're giving assignments, if you're giving work that they need to do, make sure that that work has an actual purpose that they are going to use and that will help them grow their business. If it's not something you would want to do, then don't have them do it. Only things that are actually going to help them get better. Well, let me go to another do. Do require something of them. I mean, it is, you know, it's a commitment for you too. As the trainer, as the leader, it takes time. So make sure that you are, again, with those expectations, that you're sort of requiring them to kind of give back in some way. Now, of course, not everybody is going to be an awesome student. Some people are gonna, you know, not stay engaged, but that should be, again, part of the expectations that you are expecting something from them. I would not run these every month. I would make these very exclusive by only doing them a few times a year. I think it's been a year since I've done one, and the next time I do one, it is going to be incredibly selective and short. You know, I think any longer than a month, people kind of lose interest just from experience. But I think part of what makes them effective is that people know that they are not available all the time, and it also shows how you value your time, how you feel about your time, and how you feel about their time. I wouldn't offer it every single month. It takes the specialness out of it. Do offer incentives and prizes. You guys, incentives and prizes are just a great way to get people to work a little bit harder. And they don't have to be expensive. They can be $5 Starbucks gift cards for everyone that shows up on the call. And if there's 10 people, it's $50 and you can split it among the other leaders if you want. But little things like that go a really long way. I love the idea, if you're low on cash, to do one big prize that people get entries for throughout the group by doing different things. So, you know, you get 2 entries every time you're on a call. You get 3 entries for this assignment. You get, you know, whatever it is. I think that's a good way to stretch your dollar. But I also like the idea of every single person that does X, Y, Z during the group, you know, whatever that is, gets some sort of a prize, because it's just fun. And like I said, it makes people work just a little bit harder. Okay, I think that's it. The only other don't I said, and I kind of covered it, was don't add people to your group without consent and agreement. So we kind of already covered that, just that it should be a very exclusive group, invite only or application based, something like that. So I hope this is helpful. It is definitely a great tool for growing your business. It really shines a light on you as a leader. It helps you work with people in a small group, but in a really effective way. It's great for growing confidence within your team, showing them that they can do hard things. But it also is smart as far as time management, because instead of having 10 individual calls, you can have one call with all 10 of them, and then they're working together. It's great networking. It's great community building. I think it's a really effective tool. Just be careful that you are using it the right way. All right, I hope that's helpful. Have a great day.